Hi everyone, I am AnnMarie and I am one of the co-authors of the Raven Naelo Saga. My writing partner is Rachel Fisher. We are obviously with Sunbury Press and we're under the Hellbinder imprint, and we are excited to tell you a little bit about ourselves and our book series. So we have a lot of characters that are based on both not just myself and Rachel, but our sons, some family members. Rachel definitely put a lot of herself into Raven, a lot of her personalities and how she's grown as a person, and hopefully that has shown as Raven and her growth. I wrote Avalon, who is definitely me. She's a little bossy, but she's also very dedicated and wants to protect everyone. And then our sons, Austin and Jared, when they were really young, like I think it was 10, and they were 10 and 13, we had asked them to come up with characters to have in our book. They were just going to be little characters, and they had such great characters that they became two of our main characters in our book series. So Austin wrote Awshade. He came up with the whole story of Awshade and the backstory, and then Jared created Jars. Jars is a wizard, so he was 10 years old when he came up with that all by himself. And then we have some other dedicated characters. We had lost my niece, Ashley, when she was very young. She was 21 when she passed, and we wanted her to be immortal. So we created a character named Ashley, who is a warrior who can defeat anything and anybody. So we were very blessed to be able to have her as a character. And then we also put some nods into, like, Rachel's grandfather is a small character. My aunt is. So there's a lot of personal touches and a lot of the characters. For two people to be able to write a book series together has some great positives and some hurdles. In the past, how that has happened would be like Rachel would sit down and write a chapter, and then she would give it to me. And then I would go in and kind of look at the details. And then once I would look at the details, and make some changes, I would give it back, and then she would finalize it. And the reason we did that was because her strength is the battles, the action, the dialogue. Like, it's insane how she can jump through all of these people. And there's a lot of people in our series, and every single person has their own personality. And my strength is looking at things like, instead of just saying a flower is there, like saying a lily is there. Like, I'm good at those little things. Since we've been working with Sunbury and our editor Sarah, it has been fantastic. She has taught us so much. We're currently writing book 3, and this one has been really exciting and different because now we kind of said, you know what, let's do this a little different. We each took a bunch of chapters and we just wrote them ourselves, and then we switched them. And the amazing thing is like, our skills and our style has blended so beautifully that there's a lot less corrections. Now, with that said, our sons are our mediators and our referees, because there are times where we can't see eye to eye on one thing, and then we'll bring them in and they'll be like, all right, let's talk this through. And we always, between the 4 of us, come to a really amazing conclusion at the end. The story is, we were cleaning out boxes and came across these old character sheets from this campaign that Rachel did with her cousin Kevin decades ago. And she started telling me about it, and I fell in love with it. And I'm like, I think this would be a great story. This would be a great book. And it took us a while to decide, let's just do it. And it's been amazing because we've created a brand new world of Pangorbis, and it all started from this campaign. And then all of a sudden, like, Rachel was finding more notes from that, and then we would call Kevin, and he had old maps and old descriptions from other characters, and it just kept building and building and building. So yeah, I think that it's fun to see how the characters that started at the original campaign brought us to where we are at now. D&D has been something that Rachel and our boys and her cousin Kevin has loved for so many years that it has just grown to be part of our family. I mean, and our world is still growing based on campaigns that we're creating now. So it's just our world will never stop growing as long as we keep playing. I've been part of theater forever, like since high school. And Rachel has been a DM playing Dungeons and Dragons forever. So then once we started writing the book, we noticed that we both took what we knew from theater and script writing to help us write. And the way that that works is like before Rachel sits down and writes a chapter, she's literally running it through her head like a movie script. So she knows directions and what has to happen and stuff like that. I'm not as focused on that. I will think about it for a day and I'll outline really quick, like, and then I'll have like more of like director's notes because again, that's what I know of. So it's similar, but it's just she has to play it like a movie. I just have to have like a storyboard outlined in front of me, kind of give me direction on how to create it. Overall, people are going to enjoy all of the different characters that go on so many crazy adventures. Yes, it is a fantasy fiction epic book, and it has the usual like amazing like dragons and elves and all of those fantastic mystical things that people want to read about. But in the heart of the story, it's just about growth. Raven is our main hero. And the thing with Raven that we want people to understand is we wrote her to be your typical 18-year-old teenager who knows everything. So those first couple chapters, yeah, your typical teenager. But the important thing about our series is watching how she grows and watching how she learns to trust and watching how she realizes that you're only going to be successful if you learn to lean on other people. Everyone, thank you so much for listening and tuning in. And thank you for interviewing us and learning a little bit about our book series and who Rachel and I are. And we hope that you can join our world and follow us on some of our socials. You can find us at our website, which is www.rafisherauthors.com. We're on Facebook, which is R.A. Fisher Fantasy Authors. And you can also find us on Instagram, which is R.A. Fisher's Fantasy Authors as well. Make sure you start joining us and following us. Go on our website, click the little buttons to join our newsletter, and you're going to get a lot of new and fun things coming up here soon. So thank you again.